अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, welcome to all of you for today's session. So today we are going to study Srimad Bhagavatam 4th canto 13 chapter 40 first sloka onwards. So we have seen Anga, so the descendant of Sudhara Maharaj. He was one way happy and one way he is not happy because he got such a bad son. He was very mischievous. He was killing animals, innocent animals, unnecessary hunting, and also he is killing his friends with whom he used to play. He will just play sometime and he will kill and go away from there. Such a very horrible son he has. So, because of the reason is his wife is contaminated actually. She's not a she's not coming from proper lineage. Her father is death personification. That means such a cruel man. Generally, daughters they get qualities from their father. So father is cruel, so that's why such a contamination is there in the qualities are there in the daughter. So that's a Sunitha. And son get the qualities from mother. So that's why Vena also have contamination of her mother in him. So in this way, this bad son, he was giving so much trouble to him. So then after that, what happened actually? What he did with this bad son? Let us see. Sloka number 41. आक्रीडे क्रीडतो बालान् वयस्यानतिदारुणः प्रसह्य निरनुक्रोशः पशुमारममारयत्. Yes, bro.
The boy was so cruel that while playing with young boys of age, he would kill them very mercilessly, as if they were animals meant for slaughter.
Very dangerous boy. Playing and he will be having some knife, just cut the throats and go away. Such a cruel boy, actually. As it is, he is a replica of his grandfather. maternal grandfather. तं विचक्ष्य खलं पुत्रं शासनैर्विविधैर्नृपा यदा नाशासितुं कल्पो मृषमासीत् सुदुर्मना.
After seeing the cruel and merciless behavior of his son, Vena, King Anga punished him in different ways to reform him, but was unable to bring him to the path of gentleness. He just became greatly aggrieved.
Yeah, father tried many ways to correct him, but no, he couldn't change actually. Next. प्रायेणाप्यार्चितो देवो ये प्रजा गृहमेधिना कदपत्यभृतं दुःखं येन न विन्दन्ति दुर्भरम्.
The king thought to himself, persons who have no son are certainly fortunate. They must have worshipped the Lord in their previous lives so that they would not have to suffer the unbearable unhappiness caused by a bad sin.
Yeah, he's thinking now, why I had this son? Without having son, I could have been happy. He did so much tapasya, na? It's a austerity. He performed yajna for Vishnu, and but he got sons as such like this. Of course, that's the Lord's plan is there behind Anga. So to get this kind of son, but now Anga is lamenting for this bad son. They must have worshipped the Lord in their previous lives so that they wouldn't have to suffer the unbearable unhappiness caused by a bad son. So bad son is like enemy actually. So who's having son who is having bad character is like enemy. 1 second. यतः पापीयसी कीर्तिर्अधर्मश्च महान् नृणाम् यतो विरोधः सर्वेषां यथा आदिरन्तकः आदिरनन्तकः. Hmm.
A sinful son causes a person's reputation to vanish. His irreligious activities at home cause irreligion and quarrel among everyone, and this creates only endless anxiety.
Yeah, it is said that a married couple must have a son, otherwise their family life is void. But a son born without good qualities is as good as a blind eye. A blind eye has no use for seeing, but it's simply unbearably painful. The king therefore thought himself very unfortunate to have such a bad son. No use, blind eye, and but also if anything falls into that, immediately it will be giving the pain. And also no use. So it's equal to the blind eye, a bad son. कस्तं प्रजापदेशं वै मोहबन्धनमात्मनः पण्डितो बहुमन्येत यदार्था क्लेशदाग्रह क्लेशदाग्रह. My font is not okay.
Who, if is considerate and intelligent, deserves such a worthless son? Such a son is nothing but a bond of illusion for the living entity. It makes one's home miserable.
प्रजापदेशं नाम्नैव प्रजा वस्तुतः तो आत्मनः. second. प्रजापदेशं नाम्नैव प्रजां वस्तुतः तु आत्मनः दुःखसमुद्रम् इत्यर्थः तस्मात् लोकलज्जमानः तापादिबहुलेभ्यो गृहेभ्यो निःसृत्य क्वचित् लक्षिते प्रदेशे शाकमूलफलादिवृत्तिर् अष्टौ एव यामान् भगवन्तं भजन् अवशिष्टम् आयुर् अव्यवृद्धीकुर्वन् कृतार्थी भविष्यामि इति निश्चितः. What is happening actually, you see? कस्तं प्रजापदेशं वै मोहबन्धनमात्मनः पंडितो बहुमन्येत यथार्थाः क्लेशदा गृहा. Who, if he is considerate and intelligent, would desire such a worthless son. Such a son is nothing but a bond of illusion for the living entity, and he makes one's home miserable. So you can see here, Anga was thinking. So he is thinking inside, what is this son actually? This is very painful actually, staying with him because every day complaints, so many complaints. He's doing so many mischievous activities, and he is the king, and he is a protector of the his citizens. And but his son is all the time giving the pain to all the citizens, doing this such a mischievous activities, bad activities, and they are all feeling pain and not able to protect them and not able to control the son. So he's thinking, Tasmat Lokaladzamana. He's feeling shy. So in front of he is not able to show his face to the society. Tapadi bahulekyo gruhepyo nisritya kvachit lakshite pradeshe. What he thought? Better to leave this house. Shakamula faladi vrittir. I will leave the house and I will go to the forest. Even he is a king, he is thinking that I will eat Shakamula fala. I will just eat the roots of the trees or some branches, some twigs, leaves, or other some fruits. These things I will eat. And Ashtav eva yaman bhagavantam bhajan. Ashtayaman. Ashtayaman means eight. Eight yamas. One yama is how many hours? 3 hours. Ashtayamas means 24 hours. 24 hours what he wants to do? Bhajan. He wants to do bhajan. Our system ayuhu, whatever remaining life is there, I will spend for doing bhajan in this forest. Avyavarthi kurvan, that means I will not waste my remaining life. Like this kutarthi bhavishyami, in this way I will become kutartha, I will become successful. Like this he is thinking inside, he is deciding inside. Nischikaya. So that's why he wants to do 24 hours devotion. Like in the case of Kardamuni also you have seen 8 yamas, Ashtayamas. He wants to do bhakti, direct devotion. So that's why he went to the forest. Here, Anga also, even he has son, very young son, but he is taking the voluntary retirement, early retirement actually, from the family life because of such a son. Next. Kadapatyam varam manye sadapatyachucham padat nirvidyeta gruhan matyo yadklesha nivahagraha. This is all. No? So then the king thought a bad son is better than a good son because a good son creates an attachment for home, whereas a bad son doesn't. A bad son creates a hellish home from which an intelligent man naturally becomes very easily detached. See, his intelligence is working very nicely. That's why for the devotees, any situation is favorable only. If good situation is also favorable for their devotion, they see everything is favorable to their devotion. They look for the good, even something bad is happening, but also for that they are not at all worried actually. So he was expecting, he worshipped Vishnu by the sacrifice, but he didn't get the proper son. And he got such a bad son, then what he did? Did he blame Krishna? Did he blame Vishnu? No, he didn't blame. That is the, so that's why a pure devotee, that means who surrendered to the Lord, he see every situation in his life is favorable to their life, bhakti. So the king began to think in terms of attachment and detachment from one's material home. According to the Prahlad Maharaj, the material home is compared to a blind well. If a man falls down into a blind well, it is very difficult to get out of it and begin life again. It is also compared by the, so Jadabartha, it is a forest actually. Material life, family life is like a forest. Yes or no? We don't know where to go. It's a deep, dense forest actually. There are so many things, and there are so many hunting animals, cruel animals are there, and there are so many little pleasures of fruits also there. No? But it's very difficult actually. We have seen fifth. We will be seeing actually in the fifth canto, 13th and 14th chapters. And Prahlad Maharaj compared it as a blind well. It's a dark blind well. Family, family life. If you fall into that, then what? You there are snakes also there in that well, and it's very deep, and nobody is there. It's a blind well, unused well. People will not come there to save you because nobody is using that well. You fell into that, so body everything is broken actually when you fell into that. So if a man falls down into a blind well, it is very difficult to get out of it and begin life again. Prahlad Maharaj has advised that one give up this blind well of home life as soon as possible and go to the forest to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's why every grihastha has to plan when to leave this home. Okay. Leave to home means they should always plan when to retire from the family affairs. They are very, very pain giving actually. Srotavyadini Rajendra Nranam Santi Sahasrasha. Your mind is always diverted into the so many hundreds of things. Bahusyaka Hyanantascha. Because to make them happy, we have to think thousand ways. There is no Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. Vyavasayatmika Buddhi will not be there actually. Single focused consciousness will not be there all the time. Consciousness is diverted, deviated, and into divided into the so many branches. I should do this, I should do that, I should do that, and so that associating so many different modes. Life is very small actually, so we should plan for that. According to Vedic civilization, this giving up of home by Vanaprastha and sannyasi is compulsory. But people are so attached to their homes that even up to the point of death, they don't like to retire from home life. So one way actually, if you get the wife who is so attached to you and who is so, that means attentive to serve you, actually it is one kind of, it's not a boon actually. If you get a wife who always irritates you and frustrate you and who always give pain to you, it's good actually. And also children, yes. So that you'll get very soon detachment. Because if you are not getting the voluntary detachment, then Lord will arrange such a way for his devotees to live their family life very soon. This is Lord's, we should take it as a Lord's mercy only. So, but people so attached to their homes. that even up to the point of death, they don't like to retire from home life. King Anga, therefore, thinking in terms of detachment, accepted his bad son as good impetus for detachment from home life. He therefore considered his bad son his friend, since he was helping him become detached from his home. Bad son also became no friend actually. Detached from his home. Untimely one has to learn how to detach oneself from attachment to material life. Therefore, if a bad son by his bad behavior helps a householder to go away from home, it is a boon. For consciousness of the person. Yes. But fact is, it's a boon. It's a boon. If you get bad son and also bad wife. Usually it makes the whole day even more difficult. Really, it should happen. But how people actually take it, it's like because I am good and wife and children, so I need to take care of my grandchildren. Yeah. Attachment. More attachment increases more and more. So they want to play with grandchildren. Yes or no? They want to play with grandchildren and also they want to train them. They think like that. But actually, we may say so many other reasons to stick to home. That means to stick to so many other things. But there is only one reason to leave everything. That's what Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. Only one. That is, I have to give my everything to Krishna and my total Astayama. That means all the time I should spend for Krishna. That is only the one reason to leave everything. But if you want to stay there, there are thousand reasons you can find. So that reason will be visible. That means I have to leave this. As much as we associate and study Bhagavatam, again and again Prabhupada is writing in the purports. So many purports are there. And he is helping actually us to come out from this attachment to the family life. निश्चित्य च स्वनिर्देशामृत प्राप्ति कारणं पुत्रमेव स्मृत्वा भगवता एव परम कृपया विषय भोगान्धम माम स्वचरणान्तिकं बलात् निपुणा पुत्रोयम मह्यम दत्त इत्याह. What he was thinking? Actually, it's Lord's parama kripa. It's extreme mercy of the Lord. Because of this, I got such a bad son. Because of him, I'm able to Vishaya Bhogandham Mam Swacharanantikam. Actually, I became blind by the material pleasure. So, such a person I am. So, he is taking me to his lotus feet by giving this kind of son. This is really Lord's causeless mercy. This is the way one has to see all the situations in his life in favorable to the Lord, in favorable to the devotion. But otherwise, materialistic people will be started blaming the Lord. Oh Lord, did such a bad thing to me. My life is not good at all. Like that. They are not understanding actually what is mercy and what is actually materialistic life. एवं स निर्विण्णमना नृपो गृहान् निशीत उत्थाय महोदयोदयात् अलब्धनिद्रोऽनुपलक्षितो नृपे हित्वा गतो वेन सुवं प्रसुप्तम्. Thinking like that, King Anga could not sleep at night. He became completely indifferent to household life. Once, therefore, in the dead of night, he got up from bed and left Vena's mother, his wife, who was sleeping deeply. He gave up all attraction for his greatly opulent kingdom, and unseen by anyone, he very silently gave up his home and opulence and proceeded towards the forest. तो ये चार्जिंग नहीं हो रहा है अच्छा So thinking like that, he was not able to sleep whole night. So finally, he became completely indifferent to household life. Once, therefore, in the dead of night, he got up from bed and left Vena's mother, Sunitha. He gave up all attraction for his greatly opulent kingdom. He didn't think that, oh, if I am not there, what will happen to this kingdom, my people? No. So he took it as a immediately as a mercy of the Lord, and he left the kingdom. So that's why to accept Krishna consciousness, there is only one reason. 24 hours I want to serve the Lord. I want to serve Lord 24 hours directly. And that is only my business. That's my original business. Because Jiver Swarupere Krishner Nityadas. There is only one reason actually. That kind of consciousness is known as Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. Vyavasayatmika Buddhi Rekeha Kurunandana. Only in the Bhakti Vyavasayatmika Buddhi is possible. In Karma Vyavasayatmika Buddhi is not possible. In Karma, while doing the Karma, our Buddhi is Bahusakaha Anantascha. Even in the Jnana Yoga, while practicing Jnana Yoga also, our Buddhi is becoming Bahusakaha Anantascha. But in the Bhakti Yoga, Buddhi is a single focused actually. I just fully surrender to the Krishna and I will do bhajan. Whether it may be, so what is that? Actually, we are seeing actually. Uh,
Case of Arjuna, Krishna asked him to fight because to reduce the burden of their Anga. His son, he already know that his son is not good. He's going to create a problem. But he left the kingdom in the hands of other people.
yes. Yeah. Such a bad son is there and he is leaving. What will happen to these people? Huh? And what will happen to this kingdom? And also Krishna said that in Bhagavad Gita, so kill these mischievous people and establish dharma. When to apply that and when to apply this? What is right? Good question. Question is clear for everyone. Yeah. So to establish dharma, why King Anga should not stay there and why he couldn't kill his son? He could have killed the son. Why he left? So in the process of, so there are the two types of pure devotees. One is nirapekshas, another is parinishtita bhaktas. Parinishtita karma they do. Both are pure devotees only. That means they understood that Krishna is bhakti is only the ultimate, and my business is doing Krishna's service 24 hours. What kind of service? Direct devotional service. And because you see, Jivatma is not belongs to this material world, and this body is not Jivatma. Jivatma is the eternal duty of that particle. That Jivatma's role is serving the Lord only. Direct service. So, direct service, important point actually. Direct service. That kind of service, how many hours? 24 hours. For whose pleasure? Krishna's pleasure. This is the original fact actually. After understanding this fact, one can leave everything and do that activity. Will he get any sin for that? Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyam. There is no sin. If now Anga leave everything and 24 hours he wants to do bhajan for the Krishna, is there any sin of leaving his son and family? No. There is everything is gone. Because that is the highest activity one can do. Then some category of the such, that means such a faithful devotees towards the Lord, sometimes they may stay in the society also. They try to help the others to become devotees, and also they will be following their duties based upon the body to set an example to the society. This is another category. They are known as, we yesterday read as Goshtyanandis. They are preaching actually. Bhajananandis, leaving everything and do bhajan. And Goshtyanandis, so they are also doing bhajan. Parallelly, they are also preaching actually by so being in the society, following their duties and setting an example to the society. So Krishna is asking Arjuna to set an example actually. To set an example, you always remember me, think about me, and devoted to me, but also you do help the society by establishing dharma. So the person who completely convinced to do 24 hours direct devotion to the Lord, that is known as pure devotion. So such a person, if he leaves also no problem. If he stay back in the society and try to establish dharma is also no problem. Both are allowed. But before coming to this kind of consciousness, that means I am eternal servant of the Lord and my only one and only business. That means such a vyavasayatmika buddhi if we get, that is worshipping the Lord, serving the Lord. If we didn't get this kind of vyavasayatmika buddhi, that means dhrada nischayata, that is known as shraddha, we say, firm faith, or the complete surrender. These are all the synonyms actually. If we didn't get, for that person, doing dharma based upon body is compulsory actually. Because his consciousness is not resoluted consciousness. He is not fully, not focused to do only bhakti. So he didn't come to such a level. That means he didn't have full faith on the Lord and he is not fully surrendered to the Krishna. Then in that case, he has to do his karma or his dharma as per his body, as per his situation, as per his varna. So that's why karmanyevadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbu. That means he is saying one side, in one chapter he is saying that karmanyevadikara, oh Arjuna, you have adhikara in where? Doing karma. And in another place he is saying that sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraj. Then how to reconcile these two? One place he is saying that you have adhikara to do karma. And another place he is saying that you leave everything and manmanabhav madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. You always remember me. Tadatam kirtayanto mam. ये क्या बोल रहा है actually? So that means actually through Arjuna he's teaching to us. He's teaching to us, those who not fully surrender to the Lord, they has to do their dharma. Parallelly, they should develop the faith on the Lord by associating the pure devotees. And who fully realized, that means understood that Krishna is only my one and only goal, and bhakti is only my one and only process, and I am eternal servant and I don't care for anything else. Such a consciousness, such a determination, if he get Shraddha, then he can leave everything, Sarvadharman Parityaj. So that's why both are true as per the Adhikari. Is it clear? Clear or not? No? Any question?
Based on the consciousness.
Based upon the Adhikara. We should, whether we have to do karma or not, this depends upon, if you are not fully surrendered, then you should do karma. And try to develop how to surrender fully. If you surrender fully, then there is no need to do any karma based upon the body.
Work now, samadhi. Nirtejita is samadhi.
Yeah.
Work now is.
Work now, samadhi later. For whom? Samadhi means what? So, leaving everything and become Bhajananandi. We are not saying to become Bhajananandis. We are saying that Parinishita Bhaktas. You develop such a consciousness, Bhajananandi consciousness you should develop. Externally, you should do like the others, that means like Varnashrama people. Do your duties. That is known as Goshtyanandi. But you should develop that. You are working, whole life is working and not understanding the what is pure devotion, what is surrender. That is also loss.
It's three levels.
Ah,
What I understood. It's a pure devotee who is completely dedicated.
yes.
Whether he can take up like a Arjuna,
Yes.
or he can go like Anga.
Yes.
This
Yes.
is a pure devotee.
Yeah. Three. See here this diagram. This is a entry gate actually. It is entry point. Drashraddha. Its symptom is full surrender. If you get the Drashraddha, then you are entering into the pure devotional service. You can leave everything, all the karma, and do the 24 hours direct devotion. If you didn't get the Drashraddha, then you should be in the Varna and Ashrama. That means in your duties as a family man, mother, father, children, or as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, as per your body. So whatever dharma you have to do that and offer the result of that dharma to the Lord with love. And also you should develop this consciousness how to surrender fully to the Lord. That means who will surrender to the Lord? Whoever is developing the strong faith on Him. So that's it. Developing faith on Him is a crucial point. How to develop faith on Lord? By associating the pure devotees and hearing the Krishna's glories. एक लड़की लड़का के प्रति सरेंडर होती है, कैसे होती है? सुन के she will be so hearing about him. ओ ये तो ऐसा केयर करेंगे, वैसा केयर करेंगे, ऐसा ऐसा करके. Then she will surrender. If it is possible, she will experience, or otherwise she will be hearing about him from many. Then she will develop her mind that I should dedicate to him. Similarly, a devotee, when he will surrender to the Lord, when he hear the glories of the Lord. When will you surrender to your boss? When you hear the glories of him. When you will surrender to the one company, when you hear the glories of that. Otherwise, वो तो टपोरा company है, जाके join करेंगे क्या? नहीं है ना. If that company is टपोरा and boss is टपोरा, will you go and join? No. You will say you will surrender and you will give time to him. No, you will say that I don't want. So when it is a very nice company, very rich, and revenue is world number one, and salaries are every 1 month hike is there. Monthly hike, how it is. So such a it's a stable company, no layoffs. Even for the last 50 years, there is no layoff, single layoff. Then how will you feel? So confident, and you'll dedicate for that. Yes. So similarly, as much as you hear about the Lord and His glories, how He was saving His devotees, how He is providing to His protecting His devotees. If you keep on hearing how He is doing creation, you have so much ignorance. We have already have so much ignorance about the we are attaching to the so many other things, and so we are not having the idea about this creation and who did. So when you hear, oh, my Lord only did whole creation, my Lord only did everything, and my Lord only is a protector, and He only, I also belongs to Him. Like that, if you keep on hearing, then what will happen? You'll be getting the faith on Him, and you'll try to dedicate to Him. Otherwise, I am belong to this family, I am belong to that family, I am his husband, her husband, this only will be going in the mind. But as much, and he is my protector, my sons are protector, my grandfather is protector, my grandfathers have wealth is protecting me, like that only you'll be thinking. But when we hear about the Lord's glories, oh, my grandfather's property also created by my Lord only. बाप का बाप है, सबका बाप है तो भगवान है, ऐसा करके जब सुनेंगे, we should hear from whom? From the pure devotee. Otherwise, you will not get faith. You may understand, but you will not get faith because pure devotees have the power in these words. Mercy is there in that. Because you cannot experience immediately all this, but you should believe. And also, Lord is very extraordinary, inconceivable, and He is having the so extraordinary qualities, and those qualities are all so inconceivable qualities. So such an object accepting or believing by the material mind and material intelligence is not possible. So that's why definitely there is a need of mercy of pure devotee. Then only we can trust. Then only we can put faith. When we put faith fully, then what we do? अभी तो कुछ नहीं बस भगवान की सेवा ही करनी. So that's why faith which is coming from hearing the Lord glories from pure devotees is the Shastriya Shraddha. But faith comes from the conventional things. So my brother is doing devotion, that's why I will do. Oh, this organization is so nice and there is nice facility, that's why I will also join. Oh, all IITs join, so I will also join. This faith is not a Shastriya Shraddha, it's not conventional faith, it will break at any time. This can break at any time. Oh, acha, one man constructed these many buildings, these many temples. Definitely something great. So I will also surrender for that. These are all actually, definitely, they are helpful in the initial stage. But that Shraddha should turn into the Shastriya Shraddha actually. Shastrartha Vishwasa. If doesn't turn like that, oh, IITian friends all joined in this Iskcon, so I will also join. I will dedicate. Then IITian friends got married, and then I will also get married. God. And now, so okay, Prabhupada traveled this many times all over world. Now another sadhu came and he traveled another 50 times. He traveled 14 times and he traveled 50 times. Then I will go to that person. That person is great now. Now in Iskcon, the bead, that means crowd is so much. And now another, at Prem Mandir, another crowd is big actually. Okay, let's go there. Based upon crowd, based upon the wealth, based upon the social position, material positions of some people, and based upon the family relations. If your faith is based upon this, is not really long run, it is not useful actually. So what is needed? Shastriya Shraddha, Shastrartha Vishwasa. That means faith should develop based upon the hearing the Bhakti Shastras from the pure devotees. That faith will be making you steady in your bhajan. Otherwise, 2 दिन का भजन बस उसके बाद गायब. So people they say that, oh, I love it, I like it. Because of some good devotees association, they may get this some kind of reflection of their what are the prema, rati, some strong devotees, pure devotees they have. If you associate, you will be also getting the time being some kind of, that means ratya bhasa. So reflection of their realizations you will be also getting. And you'll be feeling that, oh, I feel so happy in doing bhajan, in doing Krishna's service. And that's why I will continue my devotion. This is also not a long run, it is work. It is going to work. Because if you do little offenses, this rati abhasa will be finished. उसके बाद ये भी ऐसे गया काम. अभी तो रति कोई खुद अभी सेवा में कोई मजा नहीं चलेगा. So that's why what is the permanent solution is what? The permanent solution is so Shastriya Shraddha. One should develop Shraddha based upon the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, Bhakti Shastras. So that's what Jiva Goswami defines. So the entry door for the pure devotional service is Shraddha, and that Shraddha is Shastrartha Vishwasaha. One should thoroughly understanding the Bhakti Shastras, scriptures thoroughly. Then Shraddha will be. That Shraddha is a fuel. Like for the vehicle, fuel is needed to run. Similarly, this Shraddha is a fuel to do continuous bhajan. Otherwise, he will not. Okay. So till that time, our goal of life is developing such. Now the intermediate goal this is. We should look for developing such a Shraddha. That's why books are the basis. One should study books thoroughly. Books should be. Otherwise, so that is our duty. Our whoever our subordinates, our followers, or our so whomever we are bringing, in them we should develop this Shastri Shraddha, strong firm faith on Krishna based upon the scriptures. That should be developed. First of all, let them understand that Shastra is the highest pramana. Then after that, let them understand the conclusion of all those Shastra is Krishna, and that's why Krishna is only the one and only shelter. And I should take shelter to him. And whatever there's so much misconception, so much misunderstanding, and so much illusion towards the creation, his position, Lord's position, everything should be cleaned by studying the Shastra. And meanwhile, while doing the Shastra studies, he should also do bhajan. As per his Shraddha, he should keep on continue doing the bhajan. And now, since he is not able to fully surrender to the Lord, so he has to do his karma based upon the Daiva Varnashrama. He should not do Vikarma. If he does Vikarma, then what will happen? He will be associating with the Rajas and Tamas. And also trying to study Bhakti Shastras to develop the strong faith, and he is associating Rajas and Tamas, then what will happen? Then he cannot understand Bhakti Shastras thoroughly, properly. Rightly, he cannot understand. And also, he cannot able to give time also. Energy also, he cannot give. So that's why it is very much needed to keep that person in the mode of goodness. That's our Varnashram setup. And give the association of pure devotees, make them to study Bhakti Shastras, and they should do bhajan as per the level of their Shraddha. Then finally should develop the Dhrita Shraddha and competent to do bhajan all the time. This file is shared into the group. Kindly see this file. Don't undermine that file actually. No. It's very important, and after studying all the Sandarbhas, Bhagavatam, commentaries, there is a summary of everything. Everything. It looks like simple, but it's very important. Please. If you have any question, anywhere, any question, so please let me know. Write a question to me. Voice message you send me. I will answer that. So that we should get the clear understanding. What is Bhakti, Karma, Jnana, and what is Ashtanga Yoga? What are the different types of Mukti, Krishna Prema, stages? Everything should be clear. And what is when we should do, for what we are qualified, what is Dhruv Shraddha, everything should be clear.
Right now, can you take a class also?
This only, whatever I am saying, is already embedded in your all classes that we started from the creation actually, how the creation, and after that next, what kind of Vimukata. So Sanmukata is Savishesha and Nirvishesha Sanmukata. Then after that, so it's based upon completely Bhakti Sandarbha and also other Sandarbhas, Bhagavatam. It is every line, whatever is there, is having the proof. It's not a man-made. No, it's not man-made material. It's based upon Shastra only, our acharyas. Okay, now see what is about this Anga. So that's why Anga, he is leaving, whatever the reason actually, but he is leaving and he wants to do 24 hours bhajan. For that sake, he is leaving. That means he is surrendered to Lord fully. So by that person, whatever the family duties are left, by that he is getting any sin, he will never get any sin. So aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami ma suchaha. But we are not allowed to do like that. So we have to do bhajan like Anga 24 hours and also be in the society, set an example to the society. That means every Brahmana should work as a Brahmana, Kshatriya should work as a Kshatriya, and also should do 24 hours bhajan. That is known as Goshtyanandis, or the Parinishtita karma we should do. For others' sake, we do karma. And we are not qualified to do such a bhajan, they should do karma for them. So that's why this area is Swanishtita karma. And this area, people, if they do karma, that is known as Parinishtita. Or they can leave a karma also, Nirapeksha.
Which area, bro?
This area. This area is Parinishtita. That means after getting Dhrita, after surrendering to the fully Lord, still he is doing karma. Why? Actually, karma is not necessary. only to set an example to the society. So that's why that karma is a parinishtita karma. Para, that means for others' sake it is.
So in this diagram, that right side is the bhakti mark.
Yes, yes, Bhakti mark. This is Bhakti mark.
Karma is karma only now.
Huh?
We do karma, it's karma only.
Yeah, but that karma is not covering the bhakti. But here karma is covering bhakti. Here. Because he is not fully surrendered to the Lord, so that's why Gnana Karma Dhyanavrutam is not satisfied in this area. But this area, Gnana Karma Dhyanavrutam is satisfied. Huh? Before surrendering to the fully Lord, karma he is seeing as the supporting element to the bhakti. Because he is not fully surrendered to the Lord. That means he surrendered to something else. What is that? The karma or the gnana or anything else. So that's why that karma is covering bhakti, whatever is there in his heart. So that's why this area is not pure devotion. Whatever devotion he does, that is gnana karma the avruta.
Which is
This area.
Devavarnash.
Devavarnash. That's not pure devotion. That's not pure devotion.
Quick question.
Huh.
Upper,
Huh.
like where it is.
Here.
Standing.
This one.
Yeah.
This is Bhagavan realization. Savishesha realization. This is.
Which one?
This one.
Left side is.
Is a nirvishesha.
Savishesh should actually be higher than Nirvishesh.
No, it's totally is absolute truth only. One absolute truth is realized in different ways. So 1 second.
Someone can argue that Gyan Marg, Marg, sab ek hi jagah le lata hai.
One absolute truth, but
But in that also,
why?
Paramatma.
Yeah. Here the position doesn't have any. That means this one absolute truth only is realized as Brahman, and that means is the absolute truth only. But if you see, definitely there is a variation is there. The level of the pleasure in the Brahman and also Bhagavan. But since that's the total is absolute truth, that's why it is kept in that sense. One absolute truth only.
But we need to make clear that Bhakti Marg is better than.
Yeah. In that document, finally it is made. In the document explanation we did.
So this diagram is only called transcendental.
Huh?
This diagram only.
Yeah. This diagram only the transcendental diagram. This is from based upon Jiva Goswami's commentary actually, and references also I have given. You can see this revised a little better. Initially, yeah, these are all simply just creation is being explained. You can understand but because the creation also helpful. Yeah, basically, Jivatma is in the Mahavishnu's body, and again, when he wished to create many, so then it came out, and then after that, Brahmanda happened. It is there for 100 years of Brahmaji lifespan, then entered back and comes out, entered back. This is a cycle actually. Bhagavatam is explained this much only. So that's why that is a beginning point. So then these jivas are vimukas actually, and that vaimukya jivas, vimukata, that means they are not turned towards the Lord. But when they come in association of the jnanis and sadhus, then they will become so samukyam, vaimukyam and samukyam. Basically, jivatma covered with the avidya from the beginningless and also covered with the karma. So now that jivatma, so samukyam turning towards the paramatma. or parantattva actually, paratattva. So that can be the two ways. So seeing paratattva as savishesha, seeing paratattva as nirvishesha. So when it happens, that is because of association of the sadhus actually. Two different types of sadhus, Gnani sadhus and Bhakta sadhus. Here Ashtanga Yoga also is considered as type of bhakti only. So initially, then after that, in later part, the difference is brought out. So like this Sam Samukyam is two types, and based upon that, so Samukyam, the process is also two types, Gnana process and Bhakti process. So entry door is that's the Savishesha, Nirvishesha Paratattvam and Savishesha Paratattvam. And now that's why. So this entry door is Karma, Gnana, and Bhakti. This is there are only three yogas are there. Of course, we see Abhuddhi Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, but actually, factually, if you see how many yogas, only three yogas. Krishna is clearly mentioning this. So in the Uddhava Gita, only yogas trayaha. The yogastrayo maya proktaha nranam shreyo viditsaya gnana karma cha bhaktischa na nopayo anyosti kutrachit. How many yogas are there? Trayaha means three. What are those? Jnana, Karma, and Bhakti. The whole, that means Bhagavad Gita also, how many? So, yogas it is describing. First six chapters are about Karma, middle are Bhakti, last are Jnana. So, mainly three only actually. Na anya upaya asti kutrachit. There are no other upayas. So, like this, you can see these three yogas and who is eligible for which yoga is also being explained. Then after that, based upon that, we brought out diagram based upon the yes, nirvishesha, paratattvam, and savishesha. So then karmarpanam, that means turning towards the Lord can be three types. So gnana rupa, bhakti rupa, and karmarpana rupa. If you see this, it will be very easy. So then it is also gnana marga is also divided into gnana sadhana, saikya gnana, and jivan mukti stage. And these are the so sadhu sangha, bhajana kriya, anartha nivritti. And also before entering to this is daya varnashram dharma, this is a regular varnashram dharma, this is a nishkama karma yoga, and this is karmis, and also having the different levels in the karmis. Then the others are vikarmis. Yeah.
So this karmi has to enter either jnana or
Yeah, the karma arpanam is the entry for the both. That means if you don't become the fully surrendered devotee, also you should do. Tavat karmani kurvita nanirvidyeta yavata. That means either not to become fit to the Gnana Yoga or Matkathado Shraddha Yavanna Jayate. Until unless if you don't get the Shraddha. That is a turning sloka actually. That is a fundamental sloka to develop this diagram. So by this diagram, everything will fall actually. All the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, every sloka, every concept will fall into this diagram. And nothing will be out. Then after that, what is Ashtanga, you may ask, then that is also explained in the next actually. It is also kind of it is a tool actually, can be used to realize Brahman or otherwise Savishesha also to Nirvishesha also. So that is also explained in the later. You can see. Not difficult actually. I will take one or two sessions if in next time actually whenever I come on this book, then it will be good actually, easy to go through. So we'll come to this purport. In this verse, the word Mahodayodayat indicates that blessings of a great soul, one becomes materially opulent. But when one gives up attachment to material wealth, that should be considered an even greater blessing from great souls. It was not a very easy task for the king to give up his opulent kingdom and young, faithful wife, but it was certainly a great blessing of the Supreme Personality of Godhead that he could give up the attachment and go out to the forest without being seen by anyone. There are many instances of great souls leaving home in this way in the dead of night, giving up attachment for home, wife, and money. There are so many great souls, huh? Overnight they are leaving the home. Kardamuni also. He declared in front of everyone. Even Lord also said, other acharyas, Madhvacharya also left overnight. But after that, his mother brought him there once again healing. Prabhupada left it. Ramanuja left. Everyone left. All. Vignai anirvidyagatam patim praja purohitamatya suhrud guna ganadayah vichikyulyuryamati shokakatara yata nigudam purusham kuyoginah.
When it was understood that the king had indifferently left home, all the citizens, priests, ministers, friends, and people in general were greatly aggrieved. They began to search for him all over the world, just as a less experienced mystic searches for the super soul.
Yeah. It is understood that the king had indifferently left home. So then all are surprised. Oh, king is not there. Citizens, priests, ministers, friends, and people in general were greatly grieved. They began to search for him all over the world. कहाँ मिलेगा? There. All went in different directions in the forest and started searching, find the Anga. But less extremistic searches out the super soul within himself. They felt like Kuyogis. Kuyogis also, they are not able to find the Lord in their heart. So similarly, these people are also not able to find Anga. The example of searching for the super soul within the heart by less intelligent mystics is very instructive. The absolute truth is understood in three different features, namely impersonal Brahman, localized Paramatma, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such Kuyoginaha or less intelligent mystics can, by mental speculation, reach the point of the impersonal Brahman, but they cannot find the super soul who is sitting within each living entity. When the king left, it was certain that he was staying somewhere else, but because the citizens didn't know how to find him, they were frustrated like the less intelligent mystics. The example is given, mystics example. Yogis, how they search Paramatma in their heart. Similarly, these people also searched, but they couldn't find. अलक्षयन्तः पदवीं प्रजापतेर्हतोद्यमः प्रत्युपसृज्यते पुरीं ऋषीन् समेतान् अभिवन्द्य शास्त्रवो न्यवेदयन् पौरव भर्तृविप्लवम्.
When the citizens could not find the king, searching for him, they were very disappointed. They returned to the city, where all the great sages of the country assembled with the king's absence. With tears in their eyes, the citizens offered respectful obeisance. Informed the sages in full detail that they were unable to find the king anywhere.
Yeah, so finally they informed to sages. Next. Maitre Uvacha भृग्वादयस्ते मुनयो लोकानां क्षेमदर्शिनः गोप्तर्यस्य गोप्तर्यसति वै नृणां पश्यन्तः पशुमसाम्यताम्.
Continued, O great hero Vidura, the great sages headed by Guru were always thinking of the welfare of the people in general. When they saw that in the absence of the king Anga, there was no one to protect the interests of the people, so they understood that without a ruler, the people would become independent and non-regulated.
So king is not there, then Arajaka, Raja. If there is no king, then all thieves, plunderers, they will become so active actually. So now all these sages are thinking there is no king. What should be done? Without king, society will be ruined actually by the like small fish will be eaten by big fish, and big fish will be bigger fish like that. So if there is no regulation, there is no king, then people, innocent people are exploited actually. Purport you can see in this verse, the significant word is Kshema Darshinaha, which refers to those who are always looking after the welfare of the people in general. All the great sages headed by Bhrigu were always thinking of how to elevate the people of the universe to the spiritual platform. Indeed, they advised the king of every planet to rule the people with that ultimate goal of life in mind. The great sages used to advise the head of the state or the king, and he used to rule the populace in accordance with their instructions. After disappearance of King Anga, there was no one to follow the instructions of the great sages. Consequently, all citizens became unruly, so much so that they could be compared to animals. As described in Bhagavad Gita, human society must be divided into four orders according to quality and work. In every society, there must be intelligent class, administrative class, productive class, and worker class. So, human society means these four classes should be there. Nowadays, people are saying that Prabhu, these four classes already there. Then what is the need of Varnashram Dharma? Intelligent class is there, administrative class is already there, productive class is there, worker class is there. What kind of Varnashrama you want? Everyone is there. But actually, what is the difference between present society and the expected society? In expected society, people has to be divided based upon the Shastra actually. Not just whimsically they are formed here as productive class or the intelligent class and administrative class. No. Whimsical formation is not allowed actually. So based upon Shastra, one has to be so trained and given that task actually, given that duty. So that kind of classification is needed. So that is the proper society. In modern democracy, these scientific divisions are turned into topsy turvy, and by vote of, by and by vote sudras or workers are chosen for administrative posts, having no knowledge of ultimate goal of life. Such a person whimsically enact laws without knowledge of life's purpose. The result is that no one is happy. So now the democracy system is there. In democracy, everyone can be a ruler, actually. And our present administrative systems, what are the administrative systems? Constitution, Indian Constitution, is based upon what? What is the preamble of Indian Constitution? Huh?
For the people by the
Huh? For the people, by the people, of the people. What? So, what is the purpose of that preamble, actually? We all what we are going to sense gratification. You don't disturb my sense gratification, I will not disturb your sense gratification. That is the fundamental principle in that constitution, actually. I promise you that I will not disturb your sense gratification. You should promise me you should not disturb my sense gratification. We all together will do that sense gratification. For that sake, we are promising here by accepting this constitution.
the government also promises that I will give you some.
Sense gratification, yeah. People, you are all elected by us. You all should help us to gratify our senses.
This constitution is
Yeah. Secular means become we all. No religion. No religion. No room for the dharma. The preamble of Indian Constitution outlines. Where is this? We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure all its citizens justice, social, economy, and political liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our constituent assembly is 26. Okay, this is the preamble actually. So if you see these terms, No term is telling that divide the society based upon the varnas and fix their varnas duties based upon their varna, and everyone should do their duties for the pleasure of Vishnu. This should be the preamble action. We people created by the Lord and all the servants of the Lord having the body of this particular so and so, getting this varna and getting these duties, we all do the duties for the satisfaction of Vishnu. This should be the preamble action. Then that society will be peaceful and happy. It's not it's a secular. Actually, that preamble is really secular because Lord is creator. That's a really we want such a preamble so that because he only one creator is there are no 1,000 creators. And Prabhupada wanted such a society actually through this movement. He's going to write that in the next purpose. Yeah. So there was Prabhu Ramchandra was there. Eventually they removed that as well. Yeah. They removed everything actually. Finally, nothing is there. Having no knowledge of the ultimate goal of life. So that means the king's duty is all the people actually guided towards the absolute truth, to realize the absolute truth. Next. So that's why. So having no knowledge of the ultimate goal of life, such persons whimsically enact laws without knowledge of life's purpose. The result is that no one is happy. Actually, we are also driven away, actually, in the flow of this demonic people's thought process. We are also driven away in their thought process. We are also trying to adapting actually their views and technology and ideas. And of course, we have, but total our Vedic style we are not catching actually. We are not adapting. So that is unfortunate situation. Let us see further. Veeramatara Mahuya Sunitam Brahmavadinaha Prakrutya Sammatam Venam Abhyashinchan Patim Bhuvaha.
The great sages then called for the queen mother Sunita, and with her permission, they installed Vena on the throne as the master of the world. All the ministers, however, disagreed with this.
So ministers they don't want because they have seen his glorious activities. Vena's glorious activities. He's killing and he's but sages, so Bhrigu and all other, so they thought that if king is not there, then these plunderous thieves will be raising day by day. Better to have someone as a king. So with the permission of Mother Sunita, so they appointed Vena as king actually. They coronated Vena as the king, but ministers they all rejected this proposal actually.
Sages can override ministers.
Yes. Yes.
Here we get that sages appointed Vena. We have shown the trailer that the childhood itself. Still, how did they do such an unqualified person?
Yeah, because they have hope that he can change. They tried also actually. They tried to change him, and they have hope that. So and also coming from the Dhruva Maharaj lineage, that semen is flowing in his body. So at least some good qualities can be expected. In the childhood, he is doing like that. Maybe now he's changed.
Hope, I guess.
Hope. Yeah. Srutva nrupasana Venamatyugraशासनम् निलिल्युर्दस्य वसद्यः सर्पस्त्रस्ता इवाखवः.
It was already known that Vena was very severe and cruel. Therefore, as soon as all the thieves and rogues in the state heard of his ascendance to the royal throne, they became very much afraid of him. Indeed, they hid themselves here and there as rats hide themselves from snakes.
Yeah. So till now, because his father left and maybe few years without king, it is going on. The thieves became so rebellious and heroes. When Vena appointed, immediately they got scared. Actually, this Vena is very dangerous fellow. So all thieves and rogues they are hiding like the rats snaking in by seeing fear of snakes. When the government is very weak, rogues and thieves flourish. Similarly, when the government is very strong, all the thieves and rogues disappear or hide themselves. Of course, Vena was not a very good king, but he was known to be cruel and severe. Thus, the state at least to become freed from the thieves and rogues. Huh.
Actually, like, I was generally according to murders, was like somebody murders, was same capital punishment. So when I was killing the children, and also why you did, why you did, that?
Because he was king's son, nobody has dared actually to kill him, to give punish him.
Beauty. And also, people will lose faith.
King's duty as his father could have killed him. You are asking like that.
Actually, in Manusmriti, there is something called a juvenile punishment. The person is less than
Age actually,
age, he cannot be punished according to the
like Mandavya.
adult law.
Mandavya Muni.
12 years.
He was gave curse to Yamadharmaraj because he was punished. He was not having the age of punishment. Age is not having sufficient age to get punished. But Yamadharmaraj gave punishment, so that's why he was.
Actually, we get it.
Yeah, maybe actually. So there can be more details. We have only this much in the Bhagavatam.
The Bhagavatam does say the king tried his best to correct.
Tried actually. He tried all the ways, but he couldn't. Then better to leave. He couldn't kill actually. So a child, as a, being a child, so how child can be corrected like that? He corrected, but what can he do? Uh,
Also, like, Vena, I mean, he took birth the mercy of Vishnu,
yeah,
but still he became.
because of the contamination of Sunitha.
Uh,
Sunitha is contaminated person.
we have some more info. Padma Puran says he associated with the Jain sannyas.
Oh, acha. Jain sannyas.
Jainism is there.
A Jain person, the description is that he's fully naked, carrying a peacock feather. Vena became his good friend from childhood.
Oh,
And as a result of that, he started. When he was a small child, he was a little bit God conscious. When he grew up, he was like, I'm God.
Jains normally very against
atheism, not believing in Lord. Yeah. Yeah. So if we can see in other Puranas, definitely some more clues we can get. Saruda Nrupasthana Unnaddoshta Vibhutibihi Avamena Mahabhagan Stabda Sambhavita Swataha.
when the king ascended to the throne, became all powerful with 8 kinds of opulences. Consequently, he became too proud. By virtue of his false prestige, he considered himself to be greater than anyone. Thus, he began to insult great personalities.
Yeah, he got 8 kinds of opulences, and also you can take 8 means uh, a king generally that's his prakriti means he is having ministers and army and port and land. All this there are the 8. King is having the 8 opulences. Chanakya in Arthashastra he counts. So those 8 opulences also you can take here. 8 opulences means the king is, you see in the purport, in this verse, the word Asta Vibhutibihi. Asta Vibhutibihi meanings 8 opulences is very important. The king is supposed to possess 8 kinds of opulences. By dint of mystic yoga practices, kings generally acquired these 8 opulences. These kings were called Rajarshis, kings who were also great sages. By practicing mystic yoga, a Rajarshi could become smaller than the smallest, greater than the greatest, and could get whatever he desired. A Rajarshi could also create a kingdom, bring everyone under his control, and rule everyone. These were some of the opulences of a king. King Vena, however, was not practiced in yoga, but he became very proud of his royal position nonetheless because he was not very considerate. He began to misuse his power and insult great personalities. Prabhupada is saying that the 8 opulences mean Ashtasiddhis actually from the Ashtanga Yoga. That also you can take, and 8 opulences means king is having all this his court, his ministers, his spies, and army, and kingdom, land. All these are all the 8 opulences. Like that also you can take.
One question related
Yeah.
to 8 opulence.
Yeah.
The first canto mentioned that Kalki will display all 8 opulences of God. Godhead.
Acha, Aishwari, no 6 opulences, no?
6, but Bhagavad says 8.
Where, to which?
12th canto.
12th canto. Acha. 8 opulences, I don't know. 6 opulences, okay, in Aishwarya, Sivirya, Sriya, Jnana, Vairagya, Bhagai thing, that's 6. But 8 opulences of king is explained by Chanakya Arthashastra. In Arthashastra, it is there. So here 8 opulences means what is writing? Ashta Vibhuti Bihi means Ashta Digvartini Bihi Sampattibir iti Saptadvipadipathyam Dvanitam. So 8 opulences means here 8 vibhutis means Ashtadikpalakas. Ashtadikpalakas, that means all directions. All directions means, so all directions, opulence in all directions means 7 islands. Saptadvipa. That means Vena got the control on entire Earth planet. Earth planet is divided into Sapta Samudras, Sapta Dvipas. Earth planet. So that means now here you see how Jiv Viswanath is telling 8 opulences, 8 vibhutis means 8 dikpalakas. The area whichever is controlled by 8 dikpalakas is known as Ashtavibhuti. That is nothing but what? Sapta Depas. So that's why now here 8 opulences means what you should take? So control on 7 islands. You should take control on 7 islands. This is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's comment. एवं मंददा उत्सिक्तो निरंकुश इव द्विपः पर्यटन रथमास्ताय कंपयन्निव रोदसी. When he became overly blind due to his opulence, King Vena mounted a chariot and, like an uncontrolled elephant, began to travel through the kingdom, causing the sky and earth to tremble wherever he went. He took his chariot and he keep on moving here and there. न अष्टव्यम न दातव्यम न होतव्यम द्विजः क्वचित् इति न्यावरयद्धर्मं पेरिघोषेण सर्वशः.
All the wise old Brahmanas were forbidden henceforward to perform any sacrifice, and they were also forbidden to give charity or offer clarified butter. Thus, King Vena sounded cattle drums throughout the countryside. In other words, he stopped all kinds of greed.
Yeah. So he appointed the announcement people actually playing the drums. सब सुनिए करके. Nobody should do yajna. Na ashtavyam. Nobody should give any charity. Na datavyam. Nobody should, what is that? Na ashtavyam, na datavyam, na hotavyam. So nobody should do any havan. Nobody should do any yajna. Nobody should worship. So no sacrifices, no charities, and no yajnas. So like this, Then what will happen? If you finish all these things, there is Yanti Devan Devavrata. By the yajna, we will be trying to satisfy Devatas, and Devatas are giving the whatever necessities. This Annad Bhavanti Bhutani Parjanya Anna Sabho. So they'll be giving the rains, and for that rains, so Earth is going to give the lot of Anna, and that Anna will be offered to the Devatas through the yajna, in the form of yajna. And so that Devatas will be happy and humans will be happy. In this way, society will be very peaceful and happy. Best is, instead of giving to offering to the Devatas, if you offer to the Vishnu, then it is good. Instead of, but offering to the Vishnu without any expectation, if you offer, then that is best. And leave that activity also 24 hours, chant Hare Krishna, then that is foremost best. This is a system actually. What? Basic system is what? One should do yajna to satisfy Devatas. And Devatas in return, they will be giving the rains. Rains will be cause for the production of grains. Grains should be offered to the Devatas, and also you should eat and live happily. But this is not the goal of the life. This is known as karmi life. So what is best? Offer that to the Vishnu. That is also not best. There is another point to change. What is that? Offer to the Vishnu without any expectation. And with love you should offer. Then that is known as Varnashrama Dharma. But this is also not best. What is best? Leave everything, surrender to him fully, chant Hare Krishna 24 hours. Is the best. अरे भगवत गीता भागवतम 1000 बार यही पढ़ रहे हैं आप, और कुछ नहीं है एक्चुअली। इधर जाके और उधर जाके सब जाके यही पढ़ेंगे, यही 5 पॉइंट है और कुछ नहीं। If you do your duties and whatever the result of karma, if you offer with the detachment, then that is Nishkam Karma Yoga. And leave that and just practice Gnana sadhanas to realize Brahman, then that is known as Gnana Yoga. And you offer the result of your karma with love to the Lord. And at a certain point of time, you develop fully faith on Him, and you left that also 24 hours. If you do is chanting and hearing, then that is known as Suddha Bhakti. And then Krishna Prema is the result. क्या difficult है इसमें? What is the difficulty actually to understand it? इसको समझने में क्यों इतना परेशान हम लोग? This is only whole Bhagavad is teaching again and again same point, nothing else.
Just one.
Okay.
Here of the Janmana Jnana. So how the Jnani also does.
Jnani, when he will do Prapajyante, when he get association of pure devotee. In this line here, anywhere, if you get the association of pure devotee, any person, they'll come here.
Does it come back and reverse?
No. They'll jump here actually.
Not like.
Like this, they'll come.
They'll jump to Sadhu Sangha.
Yeah.
Not to.
No need of this Daya Varnashrama, because they are already, because they already did the karma and they don't have any attachment for the results of karma. So if such a people get the association, these are all what? They already did the Nishkam Karma Yoga and they have no taste for the karma and their fruits. So such a people get the association of pure devotee, then immediately they'll come to the pure devotion.
Can go parallelly also. They have to start at Buddhist.
No. Drashraddha, that's why if they get association, they should hear the Krishna's glories. Then they will. So because their heart is purified already, it's free from the material contamination. If they get hear the glories of the Krishna from the pure devotees, they'll come to hear. Ah,
Jnanis are mental.
Jnanis are mental speculators. No, no, Jnanis means those who are practicing the Tvam Padartha Jnana, Tat Padartha Jnana, Aikya Jnana. So every mental speculator is not a Jnani. So the person who is trying to understand difference between the body and the soul, that is the initial level. Next level is, so absolute truth is Brahman. Then next level is this soul and that Brahman is one. He is a Gnani. Who is speculating on this knowledge, he is a Gnani. Not every mental speculator is Gnani.
And what is philosophical speculation?
Philosophical speculation means just manan karna. So that philosophy is what? About the bhakti means then it is a bhakti speculation. About the bhakti sastras, if he is understanding, so he is trying to understand to do the mana, he is doing manana, then that is good actually. His doubts will be clarified and he will be developing Dhruv.
So first he will meditate on the pattern of spirit.
Who? Gnani.
And the
This
second level he goes.
understand the absolute truth is Brahman. Everything is Brahman. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahman. Then oneness between that and this. Himself and Tam and Tat is one.
So till second stage he is not offended.
See, no, Gnani, if he is offender, then he will not be successful. Gnani should not be offender. Gnanis are not offenders. Advaitins are offenders.
So once he says I am and oh, that's it.
That is not offense. That is a kind of realization. That's a Brahman realization. Brahman realization is not offense. It is not a defective. It is incomplete. But the concept of Advaitins is imperfect, is defective. Advaitins are different and Jnanis are different. Bhagavad Gita is telling about Jnana Yoga means, so it is not telling about the mental speculation or it is not telling about the some defective knowledge. No. So the Advaitins who are thinking about the Brahman realization, but they are doing the mistake. They are offending the Lord because they are considering the Lord as out of Maya. So that's why their understanding of Lord Ishvara is wrong. That's why they are wrong. But Jnanis are different and Advaitins are different. We should not mix both. In this diagram, we are not discussing about Advaitins. We are discussing about Jnanis. Jnanis means like Sukadeva Goswami, Chatush Kumaras, all this. So what was conducted by King Vena many years ago is at present being carried out by atheistic governments all over the world. What a King Vena did, now we are also seeing atheistic governments. That means no fire sacrifice, no chanting holy names, no nothing is promoted by the king. And if he promote, then it is considered as a sin actually. Is offense. As per Indian constitution, prime minister should be secular and he should not encourage any one religion. That means no religion means making everyone atheist. Yeah. The world situation is so tense that any moment government may issue declaration to stop religious rituals. Eventually, the whole situation will become so degraded that it will be impossible for pious men to live on the planet. Therefore, sane people should execute Krishna consciousness very seriously so that they can go back home, back to Godhead, without having to further suffer the miserable conditions predominant in this universe. So present governments also, you can see these people, they are not at all encouraging. On top of that also, we are seeing the discouragement also. So that's why Prabhupada is saying that one should take up this Krishna conscious process seriously. Venasyaveksha munayo durvrittasya vichestitam vimrishya loka vyasanam krupayochu smasatrina.
Therefore, all the great sages assembled together and, after observing cruel Vena's atrocities, concluded that a great danger and catastrophe was approaching the people of the world. Thus, out of compassion, they began to talk amongst themselves, for they themselves were the performers of the sacrifice.
So Vena said that no, estavyam, na datavyam, na hotavyam. So he stopped all the religious activities in the country. Forcibly he stopped everything. Like in the schools also, people they say that don't wear the mala, don't wear the tilak in the companies. This is actually this is a symptom actually. Vena's government symptoms in the present government also. And this kind of things, after seeing these sages, so they all came together and they started thinking. So out of the compassion for the general in public, so they are so being King Vena was enthroned, all the great sages were very much anxious to see the welfare of society. When they saw that King Vena was most irresponsible, cruel, and atrocious, they again began to think. Already one time father left and it became whole country was looted by the rocks and thieves. Now when Vena was kept as a king, then once again there is a problem. Ordinary karmis are busy acquiring money for sense gratification, and ordinary jnanis are socially aloof when they speculate on liberation. But actually, devotees and saintly persons are always anxious to see how people can be made happy both materially and spiritually. These karmis and jnanis, they are all busy actually. Karmis are busy in the doing results, getting results, material results. Jnanis are busy in the speculation. Only who are going to save the society? Only devotees actually. So they try to make the society happy both materially and spiritually. So devotees, they think how to make others materially also happy. So that's why we are all very much anxious of your material life, working for the demons, and they are taking away your time and energy, and they are exploiting you, and it's not at all good. And also involving in the vikarmi activities, involving in the cheating activities. So cow eaters, cow meat eaters, they are all most of the people. They are not following any four regulative principles. They have no concern about the nature. They have no concern about other living entities. So left and right, they are exploiting the nature and they are making the profit and they are making the money. And for the people, our devotees are working. And devotees also making their life hell. Their life also becoming very complex. They are involved in the intricate and also complex sinful activities. Yes or no? So that's why so devotees has to think how to take them out from such a horrible situation actually condition. The devotees, that's why they try to make the people happy both materially and spiritually. So we should make people materially and spiritually prosperous. It's not that the मैं तो भक्ति का formula दिया बस chant Hare Krishna everything will happen. Everything how it will happen by कुछ बिना करके everything will happen. So chant Hare Krishna and don't keep the bhoga and the that means don't cook any bhoga and everything will happen. It will happen actually. When you are fully surrendered, Krishna only will cook and bring. but but we don't have such a faith. We say everything will happen for namesake and we do whatever we like. At that time, we say, don't say that Krishna will take care. That we will do deliberately. So that's why we act based upon your yogyata. Now we are not fully surrendered to the Lord. So that's why now we have to work for our body based upon our nature and do activities based upon your varna, based upon your duties and in a dharmic way. Otherwise, so materially also will not be prosperous, will not be happy. There is a lot of sinful reactions again and again, punching, and also on side you are trying to become pure devotee. This is the problem. Therefore, the great sages began to consult one another on how to get out of this dangerous atmosphere created by King Vena. Aho ubayatah praptam lokasya vasanam mahat darunya Vayato dipte iva taskara palayoh.
When the great sages consulted one another, they saw that people were in a dangerous position for both directions. When a fire blazes on both ends of a log, ants in the middle are in a very dangerous. Similarly, at the time, the people in general were in a dangerous position due to an irresponsible king on one side, thieves and robbers.
Yeah. One side kings are torturing, that means he is saying that no this, no that, no rains, nothing. If you are not worshipping the demigods, there will be no rains and no proper grains in the society. People are suffering, no proper food, and whatever little food is there, they are taken away by the stolen away by thieves. One side thieves, another side demonic king. These people are like how the situation, the log which is lit by both sides, and ants are staying on the log. Such a situation is created now in the society. The same situation is there in the present society also. There is no encouragement for the doing the yajna. There is no encouragement for the sankirtan yajna. So king is not directly promoting and no direct help. And also there is no sufficient punishment to the thieves. Oh, this procedure, that procedure, 1,000 procedures are there before a thief get punished. By that time there are so many loopholes. So thieves are also not get punished, not controlled, and government is also not favorable to encourage the sankirtan yajna. So then how the society will be happy? अराजक भयादेश कृतो राजा राजतदर्हणः ततोऽप्यासीत् भयं त्वद्य कथं स्यात् स्वस्ति देहिनाम्.
Thinking to save the state from irregularity, the sages began to consider that it was due to a political crisis that they made Vena king, although he was not qualified. But alas, now the people were being disturbed by the king himself. Under such circumstances, how could the people be happy?
Yeah, because of crisis, political crisis, nobody is there, so he was appointed as a king. Now there is a so much problem in the society. Let's see. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that even the renounced order, one should not give up sacrifice, charity, and penance. The brahmacharis must perform sacrifices, the grihasthas must give a charity, and those in renounced order of the life must practice penance and austerities. These are the procedures by which everyone can be elevated to the spiritual platform. When the sages and saintly persons saw that King Vena had stopped all these functions, they became concerned about the people's progress. Saintly people preach God consciousness or Krishna consciousness because they are anxious to save the general populace from the dangers of animalistic life. There must be good government to see that the citizens are actually executing their religious rituals, and thieves and rogues must be caught. When this is done, the people can advance peacefully in spiritual consciousness and make their lives successful. So that's a successful, so Krishna conscious movement is possible. So when where there is a good government actually. All the cities and all the villages will become Krishna conscious when there is a good government. And also when the thieves and rogues are punished, then only it is possible. This is why by now we are just doing Sankirtan and temples, and also we are initiating the people. This much is not sufficient actually. In the next level, so we should have our own communities, and we should have our own, that means kingdom actually. Own kingdoms are needed. And at one certain point of time, these Krishna conscious villages will increase. They will take charge on the entire society. In that way, every town and village will become Krishna conscious villages as per desire of Mahaprabhu. If you don't hold the power, can you practice Krishna consciousness freely? No. Tomorrow they say that because of some reasons, actually this mantra chanting, so we are getting the problem, so stop it. Government passed a rule, no public gathering. It happened now when Corona came actually. Everything is seized out, everything is finished. No public, no Sankirtan, nothing is there. No temple, nothing. Temples are closed down. No congregation chanting, no gathering, nothing. People are simplicity. So that's why you cannot put faith on the government. At any time they can stop it. Any time they can say that close down all your temples. It's not good for the society's the money prosperity. They may say because they are all demonic. Prabhupada is writing in the previous purpose. Anytime this government may stop the ritualistic activities, whatever the devotees are performing. So, like you see, in our company, you should not put tilak. They say or not? No tilak, no kanti, nothing. So you come without tilak. This is what? This is one of the beginning. This is the beginning of this story. They don't allow you to wear the dhoti and kurta. Don't wear the dhoti and kurta. Come with pant and shirt. Remove your tilak. This is in a smaller level. When it is increased to the bigger level, they say that don't run any temple actually. Don't do any congregational chanting. So this can happen actually. So that's why there is a need to make every town and village Krishna conscious. Then how it is? If there is a power is in our hand, then only it is possible. Every town and village will be Krishna conscious. अहेरिवापय पोषः पोषकस्याप्यनर्थभृत् वेनः प्रकृत्यैव कलः सुनीता गर्भसम्भवः.
The sages began to think themselves. Because he was born from the womb of Sunita, King Vena is by nature very mischievous. Supporting this mischievous king is exactly like maintaining a snake with milk. Now he has become a source of all difficulties.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yajna for the brahmachari, dana for grahasthas, tapasya for the sannyasis and vanaprasthis.
so like this, or anybody can practice all three.
No, the brahmachari kaun sa daan देंगे? Sannyasi will not give.
But I mean, if somebody is opposite,
The major activity. Grahasthas, they should earn money and do the dana. That is a major sacrifice for them. For brahmacharis, they should chant Hare Krishna mantra and do the swadhyaya. That means study the shastra. That is a sacrifice for them. And for the vanaprasthas and sannyasis, doing the austere life. They're following the regulated rules actually. Only one time eating, three times bathing, and so restricting himself from the sense gratification. This is a tapasya actually. This is for the vanaprasthis and sannyasis. That is a yajna for them. Their main focus is that.
main focus should not be taken out of one expense. Thus, the
Grostas only give charity and no the.
almost no 16 grams and
Grostas also divided into four. Brahmana Grostha, Kshatriya Grostha, Vaishya and Sudra. They are also having different duties. And some duties based upon the soul, that's a Bhagavad Dharma, and some duties based upon the ashrama and varna. So those duties are different. Saintly persons are generally aloof from social activities and materialistic way of life. King Vena was supported by saintly persons just to protect the citizens from the hands of rogues and thieves. But after his ascendance to the throne, he became a source of trouble to the sages. Saintly people are specifically interested in performing sacrifice and austerities for the advancement of spiritual life. But when instead of being obliged because of the saint's mercy, turned out to be their enemy because he prohibited them from executing their ordinary duties. So a serpent who is maintained with the milk and banana simply stores poison in his teeth and waits for It's the day to bite his master. Actually, all these sages only appointed him as a king, and now he became against the sages. He is stopping all the activities of the sages. निरूपितः प्रजापालः सजिगां सति वै प्रजाः तथापि सान्त्वये मां नास्मांस्तत्पातकं स्पृशेत्.
We appointed this the Vena king of the state in order to give protection to the citizens, but now he has become the enemy of the citizens. Despite all these discrepancies, we should at once try to pacify him. By doing so, we may not be touched by the sinful results caused by him.
Yeah.
Suniti, Sunita's, he wanted Sunita next week.
Yeah. Vena is dirty fellow because his mother is not good. And his mother is not good because her father is not good. Yeah. Her father, his grandfather. So that's why one should marry from a good family. Father is good, then daughter will be good. Father is drunkard and womanizer, then cannot. It's difficult. Despite all these discrepancies, we should try to pacify him. चलो एक बार ट्राई करेंगे वेना को चेंज करेंगे. Okay? That is their hope actually. Sages, they are thinking like this. The saintly sages elected King Vena to become king. But he proved to be mischievous, therefore the sages was very much afraid of incurring sinful reaction. Because now they are thinking, we appointed such a sinful man as a king, so maybe we are also getting sin. So let us rectify this by pacifying him, trying to change him. The law of karma prohibits a person even to associate with mischievous individual. By electing Vena to the throne, the saintly sages certainly associated with him, and ultimately King Vena became so mischievous that saintly sages actually became afraid of becoming contaminated by his activities. Thus, before talking any before taking any action against him, the sages try to pacify and correct him so that he might turn from his mischief. Let us see what they are doing.
Pacify is correction.
Correction.
Pacify and correct.
Correct. Try to pacify and correct him so that सांतन करना pacify means मैंने ठंडा कर देना. तद्वत् विद्वत् तद्वद्भिर् असद्वृत्तो वेनोऽस्माभिः कृतो नृपः सान्त्वितो यदि नो वाचं न ग्रहीष्यत्यधर्मकृत् लोकधिक्करसान्त लोकधिक्कारसन्दग्धं बहिष्यामः स्वतेजसा.
The saintly sages continued thinking. Of course, we are completely aware of his mischievous nature. Yet, nevertheless, we enthroned Vena. If we cannot persuade King Vena to accept our advice, he will be condemned by the public, and we will join them. Thus, by our prowess, we should burn him to ashes.
Yeah, sages are thinking like this. We'll try to pacify him and try to advise him properly. If he changes, okay, otherwise, altogether with public, will finish him. So that is a plan, they plan. Saintly persons are not interested in political matters, that they are always thinking of the welfare of the people in general. Consequently, they sometimes have to come down to the political field and take steps to correct the misguided government or royalty. Prabhupada also actually thought to write all the assembly members to the parliament members, everyone should chant 4 rounds. To Indira Gandhi, he want to write, and he in Vrindavan, actually in the house. So Prabhupada museum, if you go, you can find. Prabhupada wanted actually propose few points to at that time Prime Minister. Second initiated devotee should be the ministers, and they should at least chant 4 rounds before, that means having the meeting, and like this. And also Prabhupada gave good suggestions to the Mahatma Gandhi, and he is saying that you retire from this politics and join with us, and we spread this Krishna conscious movement. And we'll go to every town and village and we'll be having the temples everywhere. And in the temples, we'll reactivate all these temples as Krishna conscious centers. He wrote this letter in 1949. If you are not going to do this, you will be finished very soon by your own people because of the politics. He didn't hear. He gone. Yeah. 1 year only gone. Finished. Immediately after a few months, he went out. Because don't portray it like a devotional man. Become a real devotional man. So, Raghupati Raghava Rajaram. Do it from the heart. Join with me. Join with me. He gives suggestion. He wrote letter, in the folio you can see. It is there. He wrote letter to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel also. Patel ji, so please. So this is my plan. Sankirtan movement, temple entry, initiation. Then I want to develop this Varnashram society. You help me. You allot some money for me. And I will go to all the villages, take up the youth, and using that, I will change this program. I will change this society. That means in 1949 he wrote this letter to Vallabhbhai Patel. You can see 4 movements. The letter is there. In the compilations or the some where it is. You can see in the folio. Or otherwise you can find the. Did you read that letters? No? You can find here only. Correspondence you go. 1947 correspondence. You're writing letter to Mahatma Gandhi. Letter to Gandhi. He's daily. Please accept my humble, respectful namaskar. I am your unknown friend, but I had to write to you at times and again, although you never cared to reply them. I sent you my papers back to God, but your secretaries told me that you have very little time to read the letters and much less for reading the magazine. I asked for an interview with you, but your busy secretaries never cared to reply this. Who is writing? Prabhupada is writing to Mr. Gandhi. Anyway, I am your very old friend, although unknown to you. I am again writing to you in order to bring you to the rightful position deserved by you. फ्रेंड को तो करेक्ट करना पड़ेगा ना. As a sincere friend, I must not deviate from my duty towards a friend like your good self. प्रभुपाद दिल से एक्सेप्ट किया महात्मा गांधी को फ्रेंड. अरे भाई क्या कर रहे हैं उधर, पॉलिटिक्स कर रहे हैं बैठ के, आ जाओ बाहर आके असली काम करो. I tell you a sincere friend, I tell you as a sincere friend that you must immediately retire from active politics if you don't desire to die an inglorious death. Statement has to be noted. You should immediately retire from the politics if you don't want inglorious. Immediately after next year only he died, 1948. It's 1941 he wrote, 48 out. Inglorious death. His own people. That means from the society only people, they fired him. You have 125 years to live as you have deserved to live. But if you die an inglorious death, it is no worth. Oh, Prabhupada is giving everything to him. Like 125 तो जिए नहीं गया. The honor and prestige that you have obtained during the course of your present lifetime were not possible to be obtained by anyone else within the living memory. But you must know that all these honor and prestige were false in as much as they were created by illusory energy of Godhead called Maya. By this falsity, I don't mean to say that your so many friends were false to you, nor you were false to them. But this falsity, I mean illusion, or In other words, the false friendship and honor obtained thereby are but creation of Maya, and therefore they are always temporary or false, as you may call it. But none of you, neither your friends nor yourself, know this truth. उनका friend कौन है? Now, by the grace of God, that illusion is going to be cleared, and thus your faithful friends like Acharya, Kripalini, and others are accusing you for your inability at present moment to give them any practical program of work as you happen to give them during your glorious days in non-cooperation movement. So you are also okay. You can read this. He wrote so much actually, so much. All preaching he did. Prabhupada tried. You are sincerely Abhay Charan Day. You read. So many letters are there. He wrote to even Patelji. This is 1949. Letter to Sardar Vallabhai Patel. This is. Letter to Jagannath Babu. Letter to Gandhi Memorial Fund. Gita Mandir Trust. Prabhupada tried to, like sages, how they suggested the government. Similarly, Prabhupada tried to suggest as a sage, he tried to suggest this at that time Deputy Prime Minister Sardar Vallabhai Patel and Indira Gandhi and others, a later part of time also. Nobody heard. Nobody took his good suggestions. इसीलिए अभी देश ऐसा हो गया. उस समय प्रभुपाद का बात वो लोग सुनते तो कैसा रहा था. पटेल जी देखिए, पटेल जी कितना अच्छा लिखते हैं. ये बहुत फोर मूवमेंट से इधर से आता है. पूरा प्रोग्राम प्रभुपाद जो करना चाहता है, अभी जो करके दिखाए हैं वो सब उनको बोले. If your honor will allow me an interview, I shall be very glad to explain the whole idea personally and let you know how the scheme can be given practical shape for subsidizing the general unrest all over the world. Such an organized movement shall be panacea of all social maladies. The state is giving help for so many man-made purposes, and I pray that some rupees 2000 per month may be allowed for starting this Gandhian movements in organized form, and that on authentic basis. I think if your honor as a renowned practical man accepts my humble suggestion, it may be by the will of God that the whole atmosphere of the present world calamities may be mitigated altogether. My humble self had the privilege of taking this training under the lotus feet of my spiritual master, and I am confident to organize this work in a scientific way if I am helped by the state. He is asking Deputy Minister, Deputy Prime Minister actually. What he is asking, you can see in the top actually. I wish to organize spiritual society for the above movements, and therefore I seek your active help and support for this. The immediate need is to start an organization center in suitable place, preferably in New Delhi, under your direct supervision, and to train up a batch of young men for this transcendental service. His movement is four movements actually. He's telling, na? So there are four above movements. There are four movements: Sankirtan movement, temple worship movement, initiation movement, and classless society movement. That's Varnashram movement. So these four movements. For this, I need a center in Delhi and support I need, and I will train up the youth and organize these four movements. In 1949, he is saying, Prabhupada. अभी तक फोर्थ मूवमेंट को हम लोग ऐसे छोड़ के रखे. He wants to organize entire society, दैव वर्णाश्रम धर्म. वो रहेंगे तो क्या सोचेंगे एक्चुअली. अरे भाई आप लोग खा पी के मजा ले रहे हैं, मेरा मिशन को ऐसे सगम आधा अधूरा छोड़ के बैठ गए. डेफिनेटली से. So this is Prabhupada actually should try to understand the heart of Acharya, not superficially appreciating the Prabhupada. So one should appreciate Prabhupada through his mood and mission. By appreciating his mood and mission, by dedicating yourself for his pending work, then he will be happy actually. Like how these sages, they are trying to help actually or pacify Vena. Similarly, Prabhupada also did. Now, saintly persons have no such power due to actually see saintly persons are not interested in political things, but they enter sometimes. They used to be able to burn any sinful man to ashes by virtue of their spiritual prowess. Now, saintly persons have no such power due to influence of age of Kali. Indeed, the Brahmanas don't even have the power to perform sacrifice in which animals are put into fire and to attain a new life. Under these circumstances, instead of actively taking part in politics, saintly persons should engage in chanting the Mahamantra Hare Krishna. By the grace of Lord Chaitanya, by simply chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the general populace can derive all benefits without political implications. Prabhupada is suggesting this. एवमद्यवसायैनं मुनयो गूढमन्यवः उपवृज्या ब्रुवन्वेनं सान्तयित्वा च समभिः.
The great sages, having thus decided, approached King Vena. Concealing their real anger, they pacified him with sweet words and then spoke as follows.
Yeah, Munis are speaking as follows. Munaya uchuhu nrupavarya nibode tat yatte vignapayamabo ayushri balakirtinam tava tata vivardhanam.
The great sage said, Dear king, we have come to give you good advice. Kindly hear us with great attention. By doing so, your duration of life and your opulence, strength, and reputation will increase.
Yeah, they're all trying to suggest him. So here you see, unfortunately, in the present age of Kali, the head of the government doesn't follow the instructions given by saintly persons. Try to understand this. Unfortunately, the present age of Kali, the head of government doesn't follow the instructions given by the saintly persons. He gave na? Prabhupada gave or na? Prabhupada gave suggestions to Mahatma Gandhi, gave suggestions to Vallabhbhai Patel, gave suggestions to many other people actually. Therefore, neither the citizens nor men of the government are very happy. Now they made the so-called constitution based upon the Western sense gratification. And now they are trying to adjust everything based upon that man-made constitution. Not the Lord-made constitution they want to accept. They are trying to arrange everything based upon the man-made constitution, which is having so many loops. And every time they are changing their articles, they are adding the amendments, and then after that, judgment is changing. This Sharbanus and that case, this case, Shahbanus, Shahban. This case, that case, and based upon every time articles keep on changing. And based upon that judgment changes. This mental speculator give the one judge, give some mental speculator judgment. Based upon this judgment, and another judgment is coming, keeping it as a reference. Completely bogus actually. Judiciary system, if you see, is completely man-made. Man-made thing. It should be based upon the Shastra actually. Lord is the creator actually. And he has given the system actually, books, Smritis, Manusmriti, and Parasara Smriti, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. This should be the reference for the deciding right and wrong, not the fundamental rules, so-called man-made rules. Huh? Huh?
So, like, question like I'm like, because this is the age of Kali, then why should I go and reach to others? Anyways, they are now listen to me, so I should not waste my time. I should be my person. So, that can be.
Then nobody should have come to you also then. Huh? तो हम लोग इधर नहीं आने, आपको प्रचार करना, हम अपना मस्जिद करी जाके. You are saying to me not to come here? No, it's not like that. Age of Kali is not going to work for this 10,000 years. This is not Kali Yuga. This is a Swarna Yuga actually. This is already decided. So that's why we should, hopefully, we should work for the mission of the Acharyas. We should preach everywhere. If citizens want to be happy and prosperous in this demonic age, they should not elect rascals and fools who have no respect for saintly persons. Society now it went off so far from the standards. Dharma achiritah pumsang vangmanah kaya buddhibihi lokan vishokan vitaratya thanantya asangina. Those who live according to religious principles and who follow them by words, mind, and body and intelligence are elevated to the heavenly kingdom, which is devoid of all miseries. Being thus rid of material influence, they achieve unlimited happiness in life. These sages, they are giving good words to him, to the Vena. The saintly sages herein instruct that the king or head of the government should set an example by living a religious life. Actually, yeah, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, religion means worshipping the supreme personality of Godhead, not the Kali and not the this and that. Demigod worship, and he is posing like religious person. He is also not correct actually. It is also misguiding. Atheism and posing like religious person. Both are dangerous. A religion man means, so whatever the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, those should be presented as it is. One should not simply make a show of religious life. Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram. One side and another side, too much politics. Yes or no? Posing like a religious man. You know this line, how it came. One should not simply make a show of religious life, but should perform devotional service perfectly with words, mind, body, and good intelligence. Don't take the Bhagavad Gita and misinterpret to support your political agenda. No, this is wrong. People, they did this kind of things in the past. They were posing like religious man. They were showing themselves as the promoter of the Bhagavad Gita, but they promoted their political agendas. They try to divide the people and they try to increase their vote banks. This kind of politics they did actually. They suppressed the to pacify some group of people, some crowd actually in the society. They they discouraged, they condemned this other people's religion for increasing the vote bank actually. This vote bank politics, because this is a democracy's bad feature is this only actually. It will make the society into the fragments actually, small fragments. It divides the society into in a unhealthy way. It will divide the unity among the people actually. By doing so, not only will the king or government head rid himself of the contamination of the material modes of nature, but the general public will also, and they will all become gradually elevated to the kingdom of the God and go back home, back to Godhead. The instructions given here in serve as a summary of how the head of government should execute his ruling power and thus attain happiness not only in this life but also in the life after death. So further they are saying, Satema vinashedvira prajanam kshema lakshanaha yasmin vinaste nripatir aishwaryadavarohyati. Plus,
The sages continued, O great hero, for this reason you should not be the cause of spoiling the spiritual life of the general populace. If their spiritual life is spoiled because of your activities, you will certainly fall down from your opulent and royal position.
yeah. Vena is saying that no, na ashtavyam, na datavyam, na hotavyam. That means no religious practice. Now sages are saying, don't do like that. O great hero, for this reason you should not be the cause of spoiling the spiritual life of general populace. If their spiritual life is spoiled because of your activities, you will certainly fall down from your opulent and royal position. Formerly in practically all part of the world there were monarchies, but gradually as monarchy declined from the ideal life of religion to the godless life of sense gratification, monarchies all over the world were abolished. So that means when they become less religious, gradually what happened? Monarchies gone. Like King Vena gone, similarly they also gone. However, simply abolishing monarchy and replacing it by democracy is not sufficient. These kings became irreligious and they tried to exploit the people. Because of this, what happened? People, they removed the monarchies and they elected the democracy. Democracy became the right solution. Democracy is not a right solution. Monarchy should be corrected. If you have some disease in the hand, cutting off the hand and is it a solution? No. Curing the hand is solution. Monarchy is better than the democracy, 100%. But monarch is wrong, then you remove that monarch and thought that monarchy is not good for the society. Democracy is the best. They decided actually, people in general. Then they brought everywhere democracy. Then democracy is what? Andaha upaniyamanaha andaihi. Blind person is leading another blind. Because you see in the democracy, apparently it looks so nice actually. Oh, all the people with nice thought, we will be electing our leader. But Baba, all the people are ignorant. All are there, not at all having any good intelligence. And most are some intelligent people who are there in the society, they don't have any interest in this. Only for the drinking and for eating, they are voting. They are putting vote. Then what kind of leaders are elected in them? So even if you see the analytics actually, even the as per the standard democracy, all the people should be properly educated in all the aspects of the governance, and also all the parties and their agendas. They should be knowing everything clearly, and everyone should utilize their vote power. Then there will be 100% proper democracy will be there. According to that democracy, now how much percent of democracy is there, According to standard democracy, how much is implemented, Even 20% also is not implemented. You're understanding what I'm saying? In a standard democracy, everyone is educated about all the parties' agendas and what is the good for them. And everyone is putting vote. Then that kind of system is perfect system. From that perfect system, how much we deviated? 80% we deviated. That means 20% people also, they are not properly are there to vote or elect their leader. Then what kind of leaders will be coming out from this democracy? This is explained actually, you can see in the analysis also. That's why there is no good governance. Unless the government men are religious and follow in the footsteps of great religious personalities. So now also, do you think that we have now proper present government is very nice? People who are is not supporting directly the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, you cannot expect that government is right government. No. राजन्न साध्वमामत्येभ्यः चोरादिभ्यः प्रजानृपा रक्षण्यता बलिं गृह्णन् इह प्रेत्या च मोदते.
The saintly persons continue. When the king protects the citizens from the disturbances of mischievous ministers, as well as from thieves and rogues, he can, by virtue of such pious activities, accept taxes given by his subjects. Thus, a pious king can certainly enjoy himself in this world as well as in the life after death.
So now saintly persons continue. So king has to protect the citizens from whom? From the ministers. Because every department minister is very much like Ashwashala, like the Gajashala, like the so, army, and like that. Many departments are the Khajana, means treasury. There are so many departments. These Amatyas who are holding these departments, they will be eating away the people's money. King is able to control all these Amatyas and make sure. You can see in Mayapur also. We have 100 departments. All Amatyas. All Amatyas are eating evidence. Amatyas means department head. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, it is a revival started actually every time. So, head should be careful about how to control that, especially our department, land department. Crores of money easily you can make. Crores of money. Iskcon land, you sell it for the people, and side money you take like this. So departments actually, yeah, this naturally Amatyas they take away the people's money. So king's duty is appointing spy. King will see like Brahmana Shastra Chakshu. Brahmana see things by what? Shastra. And Kshatriyas see the things by what? Spy. So if king doesn't have spy, then he is a blind king. So that's why he's appointing spy behind every minister. And what ministry is doing, he is observing. Yeah, how to appoint spies, how to select the kings, how to select the minister, sorry, how to select the ministers, how to select the army chief, and how to select the counselors, and how to behave with the friends, and how to control the rebels in the inside and outside. Everything is explained. Where? Chanakya Artha Shastra. Not Chanakya Niti Shastra. Chanakya Artha Shastra is another book. It's a big book. There he explains. So here, that's why the sages are saying that, my dear king, you have to control your ministers not to steal the money of citizens. And also you should control rogues and thieves. The pious king can certain enjoy. And then you should collect the tax and enjoy it. For this sake. If a king cannot give protection to citizens from the thieves and rogues, both in the government service and in the public affairs, he has no right to act. No, he has no right to exact taxes from them. In other words, the king or the government that taxes or levy taxes from citizens only if the king or government is able to give protection to the citizens from thieves and rogues. Chanakya Arthashastra explains that means who can be the king, leader should be what kind of qualities he should have. It means what is the best quality leader should have? Indriya Nigraha. Control of the senses. Like the Rupa Goswami says, Guru means all the six Vegas should be controlled. Similarly, Chanakya says the quality of a leader is king is first Indriya Jaya. इंद्रिय जय, इंद्रियों को जीतने वाला ही राजा है. No, no, Arthashastra. How to acquire the land and how to protect the land. This is the Shastra, Arthashastra. Chanakya Arthashastra. So this whole chapter is about the king only. How to rule the society. Okay, you can read this. So four varnas are being explained here: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. The second class is Kshatriya, and so by such a strict vigilance, the king should run the government very well, and the citizens would be happy to have such a king. The conclusion is that unless the king is perfectly able to give protection to the citizens from rogues and thieves, he has no right to levy taxes from the citizens for his own sense gratification. However, if he gives all protection to the citizens and levies taxes on them, he can live very happily and peacefully in this life, and at the end of the life be elevated to the heavenly kingdom or even to the Vaikunthas, where he will be happy in all respects. That is the duty of the king. So, giving the protection. यस्य राष्ट्रे पुरे चैव भगवान् यज्ञपुरुषः युज्यते स्वेन धर्मेण जनैर्वर्णाश्रमान्वितैः.
The king is supposed to be pious in whose state and cities the general populace strictly observes the system of eight social orders of Varna and Ashrama, and where all citizens engage in worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead by their particular occupations.
So, Prabhupada writes, in perfect human society, people are situated in the orders of Varna and Ashrama and are engaged in worshipping of Lord Vishnu by their respective activities. Every citizen engaged in an occupation renders service by the resultant actions of his activities. That is the perfection of life, as stated in Bhagavad Gita. So, finally, Prabhupada says, in other words, the state or the government must not deviate from its duty by declaring that the state is secular one. Okay? We don't accept the word secular. This is bogus. Secular means making everyone atheist. So it should be the धर्म निरपेक्ष नो धर्म सापेक्ष होना चाहिए. आजकल बोलते हैं हम लोग हमारा जो संविधान है धर्म निरपेक्ष है. धर्म निरपेक्ष माने धर्म रहित है. It should be धर्म ऐसा रहना चाहिए कि so state has to see every sect whatever dharma, that means it should identify the dharma. What is the dharma? That means it's a Hindu, Muslim, whatever. Identify dharma and make sure that everyone should follow that dharma. On the name of make, that means you are allowing everyone, that means you are declaring dharma nirpeksha means you don't bother about the people's dharma, means then what you will protect? What you will protect then? They're eating and sleeping. There is no need of protection of that. They will do anyway that. They're eating and sleeping, you are going to protect, and for that you develop the fundamental rights. On the name of fundamental rights, you are trying to just making them animals. Since you are not focusing on the dharma, you are not making them to follow strictly their dharma. So that means it's completely, so it's completely, it's a very, very, so unacceptable actually. Huh?
Their own karma, but seriously.
I couldn't get.
We ask this person ask me to be sensitive and ask them follow whatever dharma they belong to, other religion, so-called Muslim, Christian.
Yeah.
Or
At least they should follow their dharma. We cannot expect that everyone to follow our, that means eternal dharma, but at least they should follow their dharma. But state should not declare themselves as secular. No. This secular जबरदस्ती इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया बाद में एक्चुअली, इसका भी पीछे बहुत बड़ा एजेंडा है. In other words, the state or the government must not deviate from its duty by declaring that the state is a secular one, which has no interest in whether or not the people advance in Varnashrama Dharma. Actually, all remaining dharmas also are not really dharmas. Only one dharma, that is Varnashrama Dharma, is right. सबका भी क्या है अभी, ये सब इधर उधर मुस्कुलो गुद्दलाटलो అనవసరం, no need. Declare that Varnashrama Dharma is highest, that's all. Everyone should follow Varnashrama Dharma. And everyone should worship Vishnu, that's all. Otherwise, he should be punished actually. Today, people engaged in government service and people who rule over the citizens have no respect for the Varnashrama Dharma. They complacently feel that the state is secular. We are secular, and that's why we don't need Varnashrama Dharma. In such a government, no one can be happy. The people must follow the Varnashrama Dharma, and the king must see that they are following it nicely. That's all, Baba. This is our stand. No political party we are interested actually. We are interested in what Prabhupada stand is. This is a stand. We are not secular. And what is our stand? So our stand is, so everyone should follow Varnashrama Dharma in the society. And societies, the government duty is seeing that everyone is following that duty or not. Otherwise, no one be happy. Without Varnashrama Dharma, no one will be happy. So another extremeness is what? Oh, we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, enough, we don't need Varnashrama Dharma, they say. The another extremity actually. And they embrace all sense gratification. And they say with the mouth, holy name is enough. This is known as Sahajiya. This is Sahajiyapan actually. Another extremists are coming out. Only holy name is enough when you fully surrender to the Krishna. How many are there? Even one, you can count on the fingers. If you are fully surrendered to the Krishna, then what is the need of all these things? Happy life, house, this, that, wife. Why you need all this? You do 24 hours budget. और ये काम करना, वो काम करना, ये सब क्या जरूरत? सर्वधर्मान परित्यज्य ना. Leave all dharmas and chant Hare Krishna like Haridas Thakur. Fine. Then you are not fully surrendered. Then you want all the needs, and you want the job, you want wife, you want house, you want all the luxurious things and facilities for the body and everything. Don't say that I left everything and I have only holy name is enough. That is hypocrisy. Otherwise, it's like a kind of sahajya actually. Bhagavad Gita is not encouraging the sahajya. Bhagavad Gita is encouraging until unless you are not fully surrendered to the Lord, you have to follow your karmanyavadikaraste ma phaleshu kadach. You are surrendered by the mercy of pure devotees. If you got such a strong faith and you surrender, then sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja. This is the stand of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita से गेम नहीं खेलना है. मजा ले लेते समय मैं तो होली नेम इज ना, कुछ भी मजा ले लो, और कुछ करने के समय आए तो नहीं करेंगे. As I should not misutilize the philosophy. No. So Varnashram Dharma is compulsory for everyone. Must follow the Varnashram society. The people must follow the Varnashram Dharma, and the king must see that they are following it nicely. So then how to start? So that's why Prabhupada wanted through this movement, this Krishna conscious movement, 1949 itself, he laid down the stone. What this movement, how it should look. Sir Vallabhai Patel, he wrote Sankirtan, we do Sankirtan, get the devotees, then start the temples, then we give the initiation. Then after that, we start the communities and develop the Varnashrama and make an example society, and everyone will become the followers of that society. This plan, everything is there with him. In 1949, he started a movement in 1965, but plan is there very big before. Another 5 minutes. तस्य राज्ञो महाभागा भगवान् भूतभावनः परितुष्यति विश्वात्मा तिष्ठतो निज शासने.
Noble one, the king sees that the Supreme Personality of God is the original cause of the cosmic manifestation and the super soul within everyone is worshipped, the Lord will be satisfied.
Yeah. So now these sages are saying, so the original cause of cosmic manifestation, the Supreme and the super soul within everyone is worship. Lord will be satisfied. Proper. There is no possibility of happiness if government or citizenry have no idea of Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the original cause of the cosmic manifestation, or if they have no knowledge of the Bhuta Bhavana, who is Vishwatma or Super Soul, the soul of everyone's soul. The conclusion is that without engaging in devotional service, neither the citizens nor the government can be happy in any way. They may have so many, that means like foreign rules, foreign policies, you may develop 1,000 foreign policies, all bogus, waste of time. So you cannot mitigate the real problems. Every day, the problems will increase only. You may think that now we are so tactful and we are having our diplomacy through that we are going to deal this state and this country, that country, what country will deal. You cannot bring the real peace actually. Whatever the approach Prabhupada has taken, that is the best approach actually. Making all of the world Krishna conscious and make them understand who is the original creator actually, cosmic manifestation, who is the original cause of cosmic manifestation, who is the supreme personality of God, and who is Bhuta Bhavana, who is Viswatma, who is super soul. Let them understand that is nothing but Krishna. And if they worship, if they are divided into the varnas based upon their guna, and if they are engaged in the worship of that Lord, then only people will be happy. Till the time you tolerate and try to push the movement in the right direction. Don't put your energy and don't you give your energy for the unnecessary things and discussing all this. All the plans will be failed at one time. So-called our hero also will fail because our hero is not accepting the real mission of the Prabhupada. You may think he is our real hero. He is also what? He is also promoting all the atheism, secularism. No, but this on the name of constitution, everyone's mouth is just closed out. खुल के कोई भी सत्य बोलने वाला है क्या है सोसाइटी में? एक भी नहीं, एक पॉलिटिशियन भी नहीं. So that's why if you join in any political party also, your mouth also will be closed down. As per the constitution, you can speak only that much. सब मिलके चोर बनना है बस, और कुछ नहीं. एथिस्ट बनना, सब मिलके. So best process is preach more. That means Sankirtan movement, temple worship movement, initiation movement, and classless society. Make models actually, proper models where the people nicely, peacefully living. Such a models if you develop, then thousands and thousands of people will be joining with us. That is the best process. We are lacking in that. We are not able to set an example to the society. Consequently, they are becoming more and more implicated in complex machinery of the stringent laws of nature. People should be freed from the entanglement of three modes of material nature, and the only process by which this is possible is surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So now what is happening? We are complex machinery. People are developing complex machinery and we are involving in that. Are people also involved in that? Instead of surrendering to the Lord, they are surrendering to the people who are giving the food and butter to this. So that's why Prabhupada is clearly saying here that our goal is following our duties based upon Varna, divide the society based upon the Varna, that means based upon Guna and Karma, give Varna and duties. They do the duties for the pleasure of the Lord, and they try to develop the Drishraddha to surrender to the Lord. This is the goal. Last 20th. 20. Tasmin tuste किमप्राप्यं जगतामीश्वरीश्वरे लोका सपाला यतस्मै हरन्ति बलिमाद्रुता. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is worshipped by the great demigods, controllers of universal affairs. When he is satisfied, nothing is impossible to achieve. For this reason, all the presiding deities of different planets, as well as the inhabitants of their planets, take great pleasure in offering all kinds of paraphernalia for his worship. So here the Supreme Personality of God is worshipped by great demigods, controller of universal. When he is satisfied, nothing is impossible. So one should worship the Vishnu, by that all the demigods also will be worshipped. So this is a solution they are giving actually. Human society, however, has artificially created a type of civilization which makes one forgetful of his relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Modern society even enables one to forget the Supreme Personality of Godhead's grace and mercy. Consequently, modern civilized man is always unhappy and in need of things. People don't know that the ultimate goal of life is to approach Lord Vishnu and satisfy him. Because now we are always surrounded with what? Machinery, which is created by the man. But when we are in the nature and when we are in the land and cows, if you are now your crop is drying up, then you will be thinking about the Lord. Oh, rains are not there. Krishna's kripa, if he is there, then I'll get rains on the time and my crops will be nice. Now you'll be thinking what? Oh, my job may be laid off, so my boss should be satisfied. Let me satisfy my boss. If water is not coming, you'll be thinking about the what? You think that maybe power supply is not there, otherwise tank is not filled. So you'll be looking for the security person who can fill the tank. So the arrangements, whatever you have presently, it is, and also education, arrangements, facilities, these are all making one to go away from the Lord. This way society is progressing every day. So that's why society has to be brought down to its original position. They should be close to the nature. They should be close to the land, cows, Krishna, and simple practices, and dependent on the Prakriti, which is run under the direction of the Lord, not the Prakriti created by the humans. Man-made Prakriti, if you are involved, if you are kept in the man-made Prakriti, all cities are man-made Prakriti. But when you live on the land and cows, you are in the Krishna-made Prakriti. Man-made Prakriti, you to forget more and more Krishna and become more and more atheistic. In order to rectify this world situation, all people should be trained in Krishna consciousness and act in accordance with the Varnashram system. We think that Krishna consciousness is enough, but act in accordance with the Varnashram system. Where is this then? Why we are not doing this? And Prabhupada clearly writing this man-made systems, if you are there, you are away from the God consciousness, Krishna consciousness. कभी सोचते कॉर्पोरेट्स पढ़ के नहीं सोचते हैं?
Mahatma Gandhi was also one considered warning us now. Also, he
He's why he warned Mahatma Gandhi and he's warning us. See, in order to rectify this world situation, all people should be trained in Krishna consciousness and act in accordance with the Varnashram system. The state should also see that people are engaged in satisfying Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the primary duty of the state. That means our preamble should be this. Satisfying Vishnu is a preamble. The Krishna conscious movement was started to convince the general populace to adopt the best process by which to satisfy Supreme Personality of Godhead and thus solve all the problems. इस कृष्णा कॉन्शियस मूवमेंट भी किसके लिए स्टार्ट किया गया? To convince people in general to adopt the best process, that is Krishna conscious process. And what is the practice? Varnashram system. To solve all the problems. So followers has to think this. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. जय प्रभुपाद की, रविंद्र की, जय गौर प्रेम।